Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for this important conversation about the future of Kakenya's dream. I am Dr. Kakenya Ntaya, founder and president. Over the next 40 minutes, we will be reflecting on our 15-year journey as an organization, how far we've come, how much we have grown, and the future we are determined to build. After years of thoughtful planning and community-driven collaboration, we are thrilled to share our bold new strategic plan with you, a vision that will guide us through the next 5 years. After that, we'll open up for questions from you, our audience, for the last 15 to 20 minutes. As we talk, please enter any questions that arises using the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. We will then cover as many questions as we can. I would like to start by allowing our country director, Masingeno, and our alumni, Naomi, Stempeyo, and Gladys, to introduce themselves. Over to you, Masi.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kakenya. Hi, everyone. My name is Masingeno. I serve as the country director at Kakenya's Dream. I've been working for the organization for the last 10 years. And what drew me to work for Kakenya's Dream is its powerful mission to empower young girls through education and create a lasting social change. Thank you.
Naomi?
Hi everyone, my name is Naomi Tasmi. I'm a proud alumni and among the first pioneers. I'm a graduate of Egerton University and with a bachelor's degree in History and International Studies, and currently working with Kakenya's Dream Health and Leadership Degree Program with young adolescents, both boys and girls.
Gladys?
Hi everyone, I'm Gladys Ntoror and a proud alumna of Kakenya's Dream. I'm currently working at Kakenya's Dream organization as a data and IT assistant, and I graduated with a bachelor's degree in computer security and forensic.
Stempeyo?
Hi everyone, my name is Sempeo Kipkela, proud alumni of Kakenya's Dream, a graduate from the Meru National Polytechnic with a certificate in science laboratory technology. Currently working at Stylus Computers Enterprises Kilgoris.
Thank you. So 15 years ago, Kakenya's Dream began with a vision of mine, a vision of a world where every girl has the opportunity to pursue her dreams, free from harmful practices and systemic barriers. As you may know, Kakenya's Dream operates in rural southwestern Kenya, where poverty, discriminatory social norms, and practices like female genital mutilation, child marriage limits girls' access to education and economic empowerment and opportunities. Girls are treated as second-class citizens, and their education is not seen as a priority. I know this firsthand because I was once a young girl in this community. I was expected to undergo female genital cutting, become a child bride, and drop out of school. What girls want for life, their dreams for their future, are deemed irrelevant. I started with a plan to just support a small group of girls. Three of them are here with us today. Over the year, we have grown into a global movement that expands far beyond education. We have impacted thousands of girls, families, and entire communities. We have expanded our reach, strengthened our advocacy, and deepened our commitment to transforming many, many lives. We know our work is far from over, which is why we are so excited to share our roadmap for expanding our impact over the next 5 years. But equally important to our future is the journey that has brought us to this point. The story of Kakenya's Dream is one of resilience, determinations, and pure shared commitment. Over our 15-year history, Kakenya's Dream has created a proven, scalable, and replicable model for empowering girls and transforming rural communities. We started as a school because we know that education, especially for girls in our region, opens the doors for opportunities otherwise not available. But along the way, we learned that education alone was not enough. To truly succeed, girls need holistic support that addresses all of their needs and challenges from childhood all the way to the young adulthood. That's why we developed health and human rights services, mental health support, mentorship, life skills, leadership programs, ensuring that each girl has a continual holistic support that allows us to thrive. But even that is not enough. Providing direct services changes the lives of those who can access them, but it doesn't really dismantle the barriers that hurt many, many, many women and girls on a systemic level. That's why we expanded our work to address these deeply rooted social norms, ensuring that entire communities shift their perspective on FGM, child marriage, and girls' rights and opportunities. This approach ensures that we are going beyond the individuals in our program. It creates a ripple effect that brings us closer to a more gender equal world, ending generational cycles of poverty and oppression. When girls have the opportunity to learn, grow, and lead, entire communities benefit greatly. Families become stronger, economics thrives, and society become more just and resilient. By addressing systemic barriers and shifting social norms, we strengthen the very fabric of society as a whole. Our success stems from this holistic approach. We have educated over 1,000 girls at our boarding schools, offering a safe and empowering learning environment. We have reached thousands more through our partnerships with schools, expanding access to critical education about their health and human rights, topics that are often go under address in the communities we serve, as well as life skills. We have engaged parents, we have engaged teachers, we have engaged local leaders, fostering a community-driven movement to support girls' education and also including boys in the whole process. We are deeply proud of this success, but we know there is so much still to be done. The challenge that girls face today are evolving, and our approach must evolve with them. That is why we have spent the past year carefully assessing our impact, listening to our community, and charting a bold path forward. I would like to invite my colleague, Mercy, to walk us through this new strategy. Welcome, Mercy.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kakenya. As you've highlighted, this strategic plan isn't about growth. It's about ensuring every lesson we've learned, every challenge we've overcome, and every success we've celebrated fuels more stronger impact. So where are we headed? So let's dive into the challenges that we are tackling and the goal we are working towards achieving by 2029. As a reminder, as questions arise, please utilize the Q&A feature to submit your questions, and we will answer as many as possible before the end of this session. Like Dr. Kakenya mentioned, this strategic plan represents a year of thoughtful collaboration with the entire community. We intentionally engage a number of stakeholders to build trust, relevance, and also transparency, and this would enable us secure full support for the implementation. So our new strategic plan maintains our commitment to our flagship programs, that is education and health. And these areas, once you critically look into, it takes a larger portion of our projected budget. We are also committed to serving many girls, that is beyond our institution, and this is by strengthening public schools and improving the quality of education across the region. So we aim to do this by conducting teacher trainings, school feeding programs, improving infrastructure in schools, and government advocacy. So by doing this, we will be able to ensure that many girls stay in school and access the education they deserve. In terms of health, we are currently doing an in-school program where we are reaching 1,000 thousands of adolescent boys and girls in schools, and we'll continue to partner so that we are able to train these boys and girls on health, rights, and the important life skills. So we have an ambitious target. Currently, we are in 55 schools, and by 2029, we are envisioning, or we plan to be in 300 schools. Alongside that, we also plan to, or will still continue fostering, open dialogues in communities, just to encourage social norms change through our Linda Dada campaign, that is Protect Our Sister. So this program runs parallel with the in-school program, which I just mentioned, because we realized you can't only train adolescent boys and girls, but we also need to reach their parents and the community leaders as well. Last year, we opened a youth-friendly health clinic, which actually marked a significant advancement in the region's healthcare landscape. So we are offering essential services to community members that previously had little or no access to healthcare services. So as part of our strategic plan, we will continue to expand these services to meet the community needs. So we all, in our community, when youth are seeking reproductive care services, they are often faced with judgment, stigma, or disapproval. So for example, FGM is illegal, but then it's still prevalent in our region. So we are looking at the implications of that in terms of it leads to excessive bleeding. It also leads to infection, which in most cases they go untreated. Just in line to the health aspect as well, teen pregnancy is still very rampant, and yet these young mothers, when they feel neglected, and so in most cases they don't attend the prenatal care services. Also, the community we are in, abstinence is the primary kind of teaching. So this means that most youth are unable to access the contraceptives, or it's actually limited in terms of basing on the teachings, and so sexually transmitted infections are still very common among the teens. So, guided by our new strategic plan, we will be addressing all these challenges. And as we mentioned earlier, the plan embraces new goals that will deepen our impact and address emerging concerns that our community has raised. We are in the southern western Kenya, where our programs operate. And the region we are in, the poverty is pervasive, and young adult unemployment rates are alarmingly high. That is, it's reaching up to 67%. And even for individuals with extensive education, securing jobs and achieving economic empowerment remains a significant challenge. So, just putting it in perspective, we are actually in a very rural setup, and most of these jobs are concentrated in urban areas. So, what does that mean? It means that young adults in the rural areas like ours will have limited job opportunities, and also lack of practical experience, especially in regards to career guidance, is still a major barrier that most young people face. So, in response to this, we will be expanding our programs focused on economic empowerment, entrepreneurship, and employability. And our new strategic plan aims to empower young women with financial literacy. We are looking at job readiness and entrepreneurship training. So we envision a world where young women are able to break generational cycles of poverty and inequality. And once they are able to do so, they'll be able to contribute to the development of their communities, their nations, and the world at large. As part of our new strategic plan, we'll also be launching a community wide conservation and climate resilience initiatives And the reason why we are doing this is to ensure that we are addressing the worsening effects of climate change. You know, most of our rural community, they struggle a lot with catastrophic droughts and floods, and this is increasing both in frequency and severity. So, and the most unfortunate thing is women and girls bear the greatest burden. That is, they face increased risk and challenges that threaten their health, their education, as well as their futures. So droughts, one is they end up drying the communal water sources. And when the community we are in, actually, women and girls are kind of the major support system in the community. So when these water sources dry up, they are forced to go to travel further to find food and also water. So this, in the end, it leaves them with less time to work, less time to education, for example, for girls, and also the opportunity to play, just as girls or children have a right to play. So to address these challenges, our strategic plan aims to equip them with the knowledge and skills to be able to combat climate change and build resilience in their communities. And this would be achieved through sustainable agriculture techniques. We are looking at sustainable water harvesting, water storage, and management methods. We also have the biodiversity conservation, which is key, and the alternative renewable energy sources. So by investing in girls' education and empowering them as climate leaders, we can be able to tackle the interconnected challenges of climate change, the aspect of poverty, and also inequality, and which will be able to create a brighter and more sustainable future for all. So through all these programs or initiatives that we are looking at, we are addressing the holistic needs and challenges of each girl, which this will transform the social norms that will shape her community as a whole. So, what is the end result here? So, ultimately, we are looking at a better future and a just world for girls. So, this strategic plan is it's a bold step forward, but it's built on the foundation of those who have been with us from the beginning. We have Gladys, Naomi, and Sempeyo, just representing a number of many other girls who have been with us from the beginning. So they are among the first to work through our doors and the first to challenge the deep-rooted norms in our community. And also they are the first to prove that they are actually the first to prove what is possible when girls are given the opportunity to thrive. So their voices, their experiences, and achievements are the true measure of our impact. So now, having talked much, I would like to turn to them just to enable them share a bit more with us. So Naomi, Sempeyo, and Gladys, please share with us what it was like growing up alongside the organization. Naomi, you can go.
Thank you, Mercy. Growing up along Kakenya's Dream organization has been one of the most transformative journeys of my life. From the age of 9, I have witnessed firsthand how this organization has evolved. It started from a humble beginning in a small Mabati structure, just one iron sheet building, and has now grown into a thriving institution that offers hope, opportunity, and education to countless girls. What started as a small dream has now become a powerful force of change, and I am proud to be part of this journey. When I first joined, we had a little, just one iron sheet structure with a dusty floor, but we had a dream. Kakenya Dream was not just about giving us education, it was about giving us an opportunity to believe in ourselves and also to thrive in different professionals. Thank you.
Thank you, Sempeyo.
Thank you so much, Mercy. And for me, it has been 15 years now since I joined Kakenya's Dream. Kenya's Dream has guided me to whom I am today. That is a profession of becoming a science laboratory technologist, which is main domain. And in Kakenya's Dream has, during our time, they gave us e-readers that we could read storybooks. The storybook enhanced our English, and also going through the Kakenya's Dream meant like restructuring myself, breaking away low self-esteem, and becoming a confident girl, which is very rare in our community, where girls are not nurtured to be confident. Through Kakenya's Dream, I developed confidence. And also, Kakenya's Dream is one of my strongholds, and I'm so proud to be part of their history. They came through the lives of many girls in the community, and they have transformed their lives. By helping me and other girls complete school, introducing programs to fight against female genital mutilation, gender-based violence, creating mentorship programs, and also building a youth-friendly clinic, Kenya's Dream has really shaped the lives of most girls and the community at large. Thank you.
Thank you, young ladies, for sharing your experiences. It's truly an honor for me to know that you came in when you're 9-year-olds, and now really being doing transformational work and helping us really change the society we are in. I would like for you to share how Kakenya's Dream evolved to support your changing needs as you grew. Naomi, can you start us with that?
Thank you, Dr. Kakenya. Over the years, Kakenya's Dream has continuously adapted to meet our changing needs. For example, introducing a boarding school to address the long and the unsafe distances that we used to walk to school previously. It made us safer and really helped me and my peers to use the extra time and energy to study. Provision of school uniform enhanced uniformity among the students. I just remember the first time I was given a pair of shoes. It wasn't just about the shoes. It was the feeling of being seen, being valued. And it really spoke gestures of how the organization was willing to go far to support us. Then there was a day I was given a school uniform, a tie, an orange bag to carry my homework books. It wasn't just about the school uniform. It was a simple and a gesture that for something much greater than the school supplies. It was a symbol of pride, dignity, and recognition that we too deserve to be treated with respect and care. In a society where girls like me are not truly valued, the small act of kindness ignited the sense of confidence that I carry with me to this day.
Thank you, Tasmin and Naomi. Gladys?
Thank you so much, Dr. Kakenya. When we came of age, we started receiving menstrual sanitary pads. We were trained on many topics that are often shrouded in our community. This includes monthly periods, a training which my parents will not feel comfortable sharing with me, considering the culture that we came from. When the training came to an end, we were offered with sanitary towels, and this really supported me and made me feel comfortable around other people. We also trained on dangers of FGM, child marriage, teen pregnancy, which were the common threats we girls experience in our community. We are also trained on self-defense so that we can be able to protect ourselves from attack.
Thank you. Sempeo?
Growing up, wondering what to become in the future, Kakenya's Dream introduced mentorship programs. They were helpful to us, and we could identify mentors, role models that we could look up to in our education and professional journey. We shared our strength and weakness with our mentors without fear, and they would guide us. I remember exchanging letters, and some of them even visited us to encourage us.
Thank you, Naomi, Stembeo, Gladys. Yes, those moments when we introduced the mentors just to help you start thinking beyond high school and into college, that was precious moments. Thank you for sharing your experiences, hearing how Kakenya's dream has evolved along you, supporting you through each stage of your journey, literally from primary to secondary to now tertiary, and now you are in your jobs. That really highlights the importance of continuous growth and adaptation. I would like to shift our focus to the process, how we adapt and shape our plans for the future. Naomi, Sempeo, and Gladys, I know that you were part of the group that was part of the developing the strategic plan. I would like for you to share about how the alumni, such as yourselves, as students, parents, and community members, were involved in the strategic planning process. Naomi?
Thank you, Dr. Kakenya. The process of developing the new strategic plan was truly collaborative. We first began by taking a step back to reflect on the success and the challenges we faced over the years. The reflection gave us an insight. It gave us an opportunity to assess where we are and where we needed to go. It was essential for us as the alumni, the community, and the local organization at large to be involved because we are directly impacted by the work of the organization. Thank you.
That is?
Thank you, Dr. Kakenya. Gathering feedback from these key stakeholders enable Kakenya's dream to ensure that the process was community-driven. I think it also made focus areas relevant and sensitive to the cultural, social, and environmental context in which we all live.
Thank you so much for sharing this experience. Just to follow through in terms of what you've responded, maybe if you could share a bit in terms of what was it like to have a voice in shaping the future of Kakenya's dream. Naomi?
Thank you, Mercy. The most meaningful part for me in the process is that I was given an opportunity to contribute to something larger than myself, to talk about my experience as an alumni, my challenges, and the solution. And also, it was a chance to contribute to the ongoing legacy of the organization. I am proud of the role I played in coming up with solutions for environmental and climate change action, since it's an emerging issue that is affecting young girls in my community. It's also rewarding to see how our past experiences have been incorporated into the future. It was a good reminder of how far we've come. I once stood where those young girls who are joining the program are today. And that was an opportunity, uncertain of the opportunities ahead of me, but with the support of the community, I'm proud.
Sempeo?
And thank you so much, Mercy. I'm proud to have been part of the journey because it feels like giving back to the community. I was supported by Kakenya's Dream as a beneficiary, and the process of developing the strategic plan meant that I was part of the leaders shaping the plans of the organization for the future beneficiary and a greater impact. As a graduate in search of employment, the discussion on how best we can be supported as alumni and also young adults to sustain ourselves made practical sense to me.
Thank you so much. Please share with us why we involved the alumni, students, and the broader community in the process of developing the new strategic plan. Gladys, you want to start us with that?
Yes. As alumni, we have been with the organization since its inception, and we have engaged with all the programs offered by the organization. We know what best works and what does not. I felt proud to own the process of developing the plan. Thank you.
Naomi?
Thank you, Dr. Kakenya. Community and church feedback is important because it fosters a sense of ownership and collaboration. When the community is actively involved in the process, they feel a greater sense of ownership and responsibility for the success of the programs, and the initiatives become more deeply embedded in the fabric of the local lives. It also helps the organization to stay accountable, ensuring that its missions and objectives truly reflects to the aspiration of those it serves. The collaborative approach strengthens the impact of the work, ensuring that the organization efforts to empower young people and address critical issues like health, education, and having a lasting and positive impact to the young people.
Sempeo?
Thank you so much, Daktari. The participation of community in planning process enabled the organization to increase satisfactory trust and support for their work. Their input enhanced collaboration, efficiency, and transparency in the organization.
Thank you. Thank you so much, young ladies. Truly, I think your voice, experiences are the foundations of Kakenya Stream, and hearing how you have shaped our future is a powerful reminder why this work must always be guided with those that are impacted the most. Kakenya's Dream started as Kakenya, but now we have an amazing team, young people that are really shaping the future, and I'm so excited about that. I know that it's wonderful. We have a great and a strong plan, but to bring it into fruition, it really requires a lot. So we we want to ensure that for us to really make sure that this implementation comes through, we realize that we must ensure we have the right partners, leadership, and resources in place. And that's why our approach is centered on collaborations, working with hand in hand with the government, local organizations, international organizations, key stakeholders, including you who are here with us today to really scale our impact and ensuring that lasting change happens in the communities we work. The scaling of our program is very intentional and physically responsible, but we do have to grow our funding. Over the next 5 years, we are increasing our budget, looking at about 15 to 20%, ultimately growing our budget to 3.5 million annually to fully implement this plan. We will work closely with the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, Children's Department, Ministry of Interior, Kenya Anti-FGM Board, and the government, county government to do a lot of advocacy for policy reform, increasing funding for girls' education in the budgets that these governments have, and really strengthening the protection against harmful practices like FGM. We know that we need to push for the government to really not just implement, not just to create policies, but really to try as much as can to implement them. We'll also strengthen our advocacy efforts, conducting joint research and pushing for evidence-based policy change. Through partnership with academic institutions and community organizations, we will broaden access to quality education, improving school infrastructures, and enhancing teachers and parent trainings programs. We also aim to enhance the skills of our staff through training in programs development, monitoring, and evaluation to ensure that the effective implementations of our initiatives. We will equip local leaders, parents, community members, boys, girls, with the knowledge and tools to advocate for girls' education, gender equality, and social change. Through community dialogue, education campaigns, sensitive programs, we will continue to drive cultural shift and deepen understanding of key issues like gender-based violence, reproductive health, and economic empowerment. Our programs will be designed with an intersectional lens to ensure that all individuals, regardless of gender, age, ethnicity, or ability, have equal opportunities to participate and thrive. And finally, to ensure long-term impact, we will expand and diversify our funding sources by strengthening relationships with foundation, individuals, donors, and corporations. As we grow, we will maintain rigorous financial oversights and reporting to build trust with our partners, donors, and communities. By fostering strong partnerships, empowering local leaders, and securing sustainable funding, we will transform this strategic vision into a reality, ensuring that every girl has the opportunity to learn, lead, and grow in whatever way. Really thankful for all that have been, all of you for being part of this ambitious dream so far, and we look forward to really amazing one. It is an ambitious plan, as you can tell, but through collective efforts, we know we will make it a reality. Now, I would like to hear from you, especially the alumni. We are turning into the questions and answers, one from all of you. But I wanted to start with, wanted to know if the alumni can share a little bit about what excites them, what excited them most about the strategic plan. But as they answer this question, please go ahead and start, sending your questions through the question and answer feature, and we'll do our best to answer as much as we can. Naomi, can you share what excites you about the new strategic plan?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kakenya. What excites me about the new strategic plan, it isn't just about keeping up with the change, it's about leading it. It's all about ensuring that girls and women it serves are not only educated, but also empowered to take the world's greatest challenges, from climate change to economic independence. And with a strong alumni network, it's setting a stage to a future generation of girls and women who will lead with purpose and resilience. Thank you.
Sempeo?
Thank you so much, Dr. Kakenya. I'm excited that the new strategic plan will deepen our core commitments on health and leadership programs for young girls and young women, reaching thousands more youths. I'm also excited about the new youth-friendly clinic where youths can manage their health and also seek jobs.
Gladys?
Thank you, Dr. Kakenya. Economic and entrepreneurship excites me because it will create a network between the alumni and the community, giving us a room to be involved in the continuing growth of the organization.
Mercy, what excites you?
Thank you, Dr. Kakenya. I think a lot of things excite me, but what I can share about this particular process is the organization's commitment to break down systemic barriers that prevent girls from thriving, is especially those in the rural communities, is what stands out most for me. But then I can also say this process was a bit so much engaging, not a bit, so much. The team was involved in developing a robust MEL framework, that is monitoring, evaluation, and learning framework, and also the program implementation matrix. So this would be key in ensuring that we track our milestones and also measure the impact over the next 5 years, which is very crucial in ensuring that we stay on track and continuously improve. Thank you.
Thank you, Mercy. I think for me, it was just how we formed it. I think having every voice counted on that table of shaping our future was really, really critical. And that really excites me because it's no longer Kakenya's dream as Kakenya founder and like everything Kakenya, but it's like a really movement, a really collective effort from, different government ministries and alumni, the community, the men, the females. I'm really excited about the future of this organization and the work that we are going to be doing over the next 5 years. I have a question. Can you share example of how program alumni have transitioned into leadership roles or are now contributing back to their communities? So I would like to have the alumni actually answer that question. So Naomi, if you can get us started, sharing just example of how how you have transitioned from, being the students, but into also assuming leadership in the organizations and in the communities, and kind of what are the work that you're currently working to contribute towards the change in the society.
Thank you, Dr. Kakenya, for some few examples that we transitioned, because from the start, we were trained on the health and leadership training at the young age of 12, from primary to high school level, through mentorships as well. And currently, I'm working as a facilitator, mentoring the young boys and girls as a facilitator. That is, I'm giving back to the community currently.
Gladys, can you share a little bit of how you have transitioned from the different transitions that you have and the leadership roles that you play in our community? You're muted. Can you unmute?
I'm sorry. Currently, we are having an alumni network that we often give back to the community. For example, we have one activity for a girl who was challenged economically. She's in grade 7 currently, and we're having a plan to support her with some school events like the books. And also, if we continue growing, we'll support her with the school fees. Okay.
That's wonderful. Sempeo, are you able to talk about your roles as alumni in terms of mentorship the younger generations?
Yeah, sure, I can. Okay, when we graduated, we were given a number of mentees we could mentor even for us. That is, you are given, for us, we were being given 4 mentees, which they will look up to you, and we could guide them, give them directions, as the way we were also guided by our mentors previously, that we were looking up to unto them as our role models. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I also want to just add the fact that as the young women are graduating from different institutions in terms of higher education, we have seen them, of course, some are, coming into our programs. We have teachers, we have, of course, those who are running the programs on a daily basis, but we have seen beyond that, some are already taking positions as teachers in different schools, not just our school. They're also in the health sector, and that's really like shaping and changing the society in terms of like how women were not really, especially young women, not seen in any role of leadership. And so we are really excited about seeing that continue and as we go along. I have another question that talks about what strategies have you found most effective in ensuring the sustainability of your programs as you scale to reach more girls and young women. I think one of the biggest strategies that we really have worked on over the years is really cultivating a community ownership of our programs. So we are there to facilitate dialogue. We are there to facilitate different dialogues and conversations within the communities. But I think that the leadership of really working with the community to try to solve some of these old age traditions, working with the church leaders, but also working with the chiefs and working with more boys and working with men. And really realizing that true change happens when everybody is involved. In order for us to really empower women and empower girls and change how the systemic changes have always been there, we have to include everybody in that dialogue. And that's what really our approach of going forward is collaborations. We cannot just come and solve every problem, but we know that solutions exist in the communities and they know how to solve. But it's like creating that space for dialogue to happen and the change to happen in the communities. There is a question there's a question on how can individuals support these expansion goals? I think the simplest way for those who want to support this goal is to, of course, donate. Kakenya's dream relies on private funding. The only way we can do the work we do is through people like you who are committed to seeing our girls thrive and really continue into this amazing world that they are in. Every gift does make a difference and does bring a brighter future for girls in our communities. Really to realize this strategic plan is going to require all of us to be part of that. And we are thankful for all of you who have already worked with us in this journey and you've really supported us in great ways. We just need more people to come along. Please share our work and our story with your network. Introduce us to people that you think might be interested in this work that we are doing. Have gatherings in your own places and invite us to share about our work. Share with your network. There's quite a lot that really encouraging people. Of course, you can go to our website. There's a space there that actually shows, it has a lot of ideas on how you can, resources on how you can support our work. And of course, you can always reach out directly to us. I'm having, Mercy, can you go ahead and if there's something that I've missed for you to help us with, continue that
Yeah,
discussion.
thank you so much, Dr. Kakenya. I can mention about just apart from what you mentioned is another easy way, but very important, is you can support us by sharing our message via social media. We have a number of social media pages. When you share, it means that 5 to 10 to hundreds or even thousands of people learning about us which might not have otherwise heard, and that would be a huge win, because awareness is the first step to action. And the other one is, if you're not already signed up for our online newsletter, or follow our social media accounts, please do so. And if you're interested in learning more, feel free to drop your name in the chat, and one of our colleagues will follow up with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mercy. There's a question from someone who would like to learn more about the geographic and service expansion in the new strategic plan, how to balance impacting more beneficiaries with the risk of being too broad and therefore not having a sustainable impact we all desire. So currently we are working in 2 counties, Narok County and Kisii County. In those counties, we are specifically working in, I think, 4 sub-counties. We have 1 sub-county in Kisii called Kakenya. We have a sub-county, Transmara West, Transmara East, and Transmara South. Those are all in perspective. We are looking at the way we increase our work and expand is really going to be depending on a sub-county as opposed to like going to a broader county. So we'll be increasing one sub-county as we go. And then our work is very, we are doing it not in a way that we just want to start everything, but we are looking at how many schools can we add into our health and leadership program? How many more schools that we can help to improve their learning outcomes in terms of looking at the environmental place that they live, looking at teacher trainings, looking at parental involvement, and really looking beyond just providing services at the school level, but really broadening that in terms of if you train teachers, then they will be training more girls and they will be training more boys. And so that kind of like looking at all of that over the years, we've really, really learned that it's not a lot about, spreading scaling as big as you can, but it's more about deepening our impact and being really intentional about the outcomes. And that's what we have really been successful. Like we don't just come in and go. We come and stay in the community because we know if we are going to really end this systemic changes and harmful practices that have been there for centuries, it's important that we be intentional about staying and sustaining that long-term impact in the communities that we are working. Do we have more questions? There's a question, Mercy, for you. And I could probably answer, but I would like for you to answer if how might other organizations collaborate with such initiatives?
Thank you so much, Dr. Kakenya. So as an organization, we are members of many networks. We are member of Girls Opportunity Alliance, Amplify Girls, which is more handling the girls agency. We are also members of Regional Educational Learning Initiative in East Africa, which brings together all stakeholders dealing with education. We are also members of Girls First Network. Hali Network, which is more on higher education, lower income access. So the best other organization can collaborate is referring us to a number of networks, which we can be able to fit in as per the initiative we've shared. We've talked about climate change, employability, and all those other aspects. So in these spaces, we'll be able to share knowledge with other stakeholders and also find ways of collaborating to create more impact in the various spaces. The other one is being part of joint advocacy events. I think there are a number of events which we do at regional or national level. For example, the International Day of African Child, which brings together stakeholders dealing with children matters, International Day of the Girl, the World Environmental Day. So just collaborating with us in this event so that we can also be able to create awareness in the communities or nationally on the areas we are working on. And maybe the very last one is funding and resource mobilization. If you could recommend us to more funders or more supporters to support our various initiatives, we can be able to do joint proposals or all or connections just to fund us whom we can be able to connect. Thank you.
Thank you again. I think I wanted to also just go back to our, our strategic goals that we've set. I think, as Mercy has said, that, we have education and health as taking the bigger part of our programming. And of course, employability and entrepreneurship is really directly connected to the education component, because we want to be able to make sure that people that come through our programs in terms of scholarships, that we provide mentorship, that they have a livelihood afterward. The component of environmental came because of, again, the community is impacted greatly with the extreme weather, flooding, sun, and all of that, droughts are going on. So we, as a team, as we were coming up, we looked at how do we incorporate climate change into the different programs that we have. So how can we look at tree planting in the schools that we're already working in? How do we introduce training adults and women and adults in different communities about water conservations in the already Linda Dada programs that we are. So we're not creating an independent climate resilient programming, but it's really integrated within the other strategic goals that we have. I have a question that is asking about, it's for the alumni. This is really good. What skills would you like to give your mentee that you did not have when you graduated? So what skills would you want to give to a mentee of yours that you did not have when you graduated? Can you start? Who wants to go first? Should I call? Gladys, can you go first? What skills would you want to share with your mentee that you didn't know when you graduated?
I would love to share with her on how to balance your own activities and the class activities. That's how, yeah.
Balancing your two lives, schoolwork and home and all that. Naomi?
For me, I would love to share with my mentees on the important aspect of having a plan just before you graduate, because when you graduate without a plan, that means you can just come and stay at home. So currently I'm mentoring them to come up with ideas of what they want to do, like bidding and any other activity they can do, or they can start a small business to keep them busy.
Thank you. Sembeo, you have something to add to that?
Okay, for me, uh, during our time, we were given good ways on how we can handle ourselves. Maybe for them, we will maybe say on how we could take care of our stipend and finance. We were told how to maintain our stipend, and maybe for them too, it's good to remind them too on how they can use their finances without wastage, and also take care of themselves while they are away from their parents mostly. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, amazing alumni, Naomi, Sembeo, Gladys, and Masi. I see that our time is coming to an end, and I would like to, as we come to an end, thank you everybody for joining today. I appreciate each one of you, but I would like to let the young alumni really leave part with us with their last words. Sembeo, can you go ahead? Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Kakenya, and the panel here with us. We stand before you today as a proof of what is possible when girls are given the chance to learn, lead, and dream without limits. 15 years ago, Kakenya's dream began with a vision to create a future where girls are no longer held back by harmful traditions, lack of opportunities, or the simple fact that they were born girls. Today, the vision is just not a dream, it's a reality that continues to grow, one girl, one family, and one community at a time. Thank you so much.
Gladys?
Thank you, Dr. Kakenya. Each of us has walked a path that has not always been easy, but because of Kakenya's dream, we were never alone. We had mentors who guided us, teachers who believe in us, and a community that has always been changing slowly over time, and now wants us to succeed. When we were given education, but more than that, we were given confidence, applicable skills, and a future filled with opportunities. And now we are here not just as beneficiaries of this work, but as leaders, as change makers, as women determined to give back and ensure that every girl who comes after us has the same opportunity we did.
Naomi?
And so we close today with gratitude and with hope. Gratitude for those who supported us through this journey, our teachers, our families, our mentors, and our funders, and every single one of you who believes in the power of a girl and hope for what lies ahead. But the work is not yet done. The next 5 years will be even greater than the last, and we are ready to grow, to build, to lead, and to stand alongside the next generation of young girls who will rise and change the world. But you cannot do this alone. The change we seek, the future we are building, need all of us. So we ask you to stand with us, advocate for girls, invest in their futures, and share their stories. Because when you invest in a girl, you are not only changing her, but you are changing the world. Thank you all for joining us today.